As the veil between worlds thins on Halloween night, many anticipate trick-or-treating or haunted house visits. But few know the night once held a more secretive, even enchanting, purpose. A night for love rituals. And these aren't your average love spells. These are rituals that date back hundreds, even thousands of years, performed by people desperate to find or hold on to true love. Join me on a journey through the shadowy halls of history as we explore forgotten Halloween rituals for finding true love. But beware, these practices weren't for the faint-hearted, and some required risks few would dare to take. And our first ritual seems innocent enough. In the 18th and 19th centuries, young women would peel an apple on Halloween night, letting the long peel fall to the ground, in hopes it would form the initial of their future true love's name. They'd stare at it under the dim glow of a candle, convinced this slender strip of fruit held their romantic fate. And just imagine, your whole future determined by an apple peel. Not exactly the fairy tale romance most of us dream of, right? But here's the twist. The ritual didn't always go as planned. Some claimed the peel didn't just show initials. They swore it summoned a glimpse of a shadowy figure, the ghostly shape of their future lover, appearing right before their eyes. Hey, would you dare to risk such a sight? Now, if the apple peel ritual gave you chills, the mirror glimpse ritual will truly test your nerves. It's midnight on Halloween, and all is silent. By candlelight, a woman would gaze into a mirror, alone, waiting for her future lover's face to appear over her shoulder. This ritual was often done in complete darkness, with only a flickering candle to cast shadows. Now, I don't know about you, but staring into a mirror at midnight, hoping to see anything, would be terrifying enough. Imagine expecting a stranger's face to materialize. But what's worse, many reported seeing not a lover but a skull or deathly apparition, a warning that they'd never marry or face tragedy instead. The image would stay with them forever, haunting their dreams. And did they see their true love, or a dark omen they couldn't escape? Let's journey to the ancient British Isles, where young women performed the hazelnut test by tossing hazelnuts into a fire. Each nut was named for a potential suitor, and they'd watch carefully to see which nut popped or burned brightly. The belief was that the nut that flared up meant that love would flourish, while the one that stayed dark signified a romance doomed to fail. And if you're thinking, really? All this pressure on a nut? Yes, really. Because in a world without dating apps, this was as good as any Match.com. But imagine if both nuts burned to ash, with nothing left but smoke. Some took this as a warning that love would forever elude them. Or worse, that fate had something far more sinister in store. Imagine cracking an egg and watching its contents swirl in water by candlelight. For centuries, people believed the egg white could reveal visions of their future life partner's occupation. But there was a catch. Not everyone saw pleasant images. Some saw dark shapes that seemed to twist into ominous signs of heartbreak or even death. And honestly, if I wanted to be spooked by an egg, I'd just try making an omelet before my first coffee. But here's the kicker. There were those who claimed to see glimpses of their own funeral procession in the murky water. Imagine the chill running down your spine at that revelation. Our next ritual takes place by a small, still pond on a Halloween night. Women would place small walnut shells, carrying a candle each, onto the water's surface. Each shell represented a suitor. If the candle stayed lit, it was believed their love was true. But if the candle flickered and died, well, that was a different story. Basically, these poor women were trusting a walnut shell to float and not betray them. Talk about setting yourself up for disappointment. For some, though, this ritual went beyond predicting love. A few even claim the drifting shells had minds of their own, moving towards a dark area of the pond where no light could reach. Was it just the wind, or something more? Finally, we have a ritual that sounds romantic, until you dig deeper. Known as the thread of fate, this was a ritual where one would tie a thread around their ring finger and whisper to the spirits of Halloween, asking to reveal their true love in their dreams that night. A simple, right? But here's the thing. If they had a bad dream or nightmare, it meant their love would end in sorrow. Some even claimed the spirits would come in the night and tug on the thread, leaving behind marks on their finger as a sign of a future heartbreak. So would you dare try such a ritual today, to let ancient forces reveal what lies ahead? These forgotten rituals remind us of a time when people turned to the supernatural to solve the mysteries of their hearts. In a way, they reveal the lengths to which people would go for love, even if it meant facing their deepest fears. And maybe, just maybe, these rituals still hold a kind of magic, lost but lingering, waiting for someone brave enough to try. So, curious about more strange history? Click on the video on your screen to uncover more spine-chilling tales and legends. Don't forget to subscribe to Weird Histories and join us for another journey into the past, where history's mysteries await.